Yes, everybody. Russ, the West Ham Network. Hope you're all safe and well. We've just finished the GPP, as I'm going to call it now, the Graham Potter presser, and lots to talk about. No real questions about Paqueta, which was slightly surprising, although that might be maybe in the embargo section, I would imagine. But it was a relatively good press conference. Actually some spoke about some stuff for a change. So let's crack into it. Let's talk about team news. That's what everyone wants anyway. Oh, there we go. It disappeared. There we go. I'm back. Basically, team news pretty much there, same as last week, same as Monday rather. Falkou's been training with maybe the group, but it isn't ready to start. Certainly, we'll assess him over the next couple of days, but he'll probably be looking at more after the international break. Did say he's unlikely for him to start, so I imagine he could be available in the squad. Crescencio will be after the international break too. And again, there's a question specifically about that, considering obviously all the hoo-ha that came out yesterday. About him, and he sort of clarified that as best as he could. He was asked about Summerville directly, and he basically said, from my perspective, it will be clear after the international break. He certainly won't be back until after then. So very non-committal. He was asked about Antonio as well, as in terms of injuries, and asked whether he was given any time frame. Obviously, we are led to believe they have penciled in the last home game of the season as a potential return date. But he's basically said, "Look, I don't want to put any time or pressure on him. It's great he's making progress, but we need to keep supporting it, and then we'll see." Then he was asked about the team spirit. He's been here a while now. 6-7 weeks now. He one of his first press conferences spoke about, creating a team atmosphere and stuff like that, and asked about how he's going for that for a period of time. About the last year, the team has conceded a lot of goals. And again, this was something he mentioned the other day, and even more, he's doubled down on it in terms of, look, this is where I'm coming from. This is the base I've been given. So I think we've changed that dynamic and we've been more competitive in all the games we've played. We want to improve, but we've got 6 points in the last 3 matches. And in terms of how the players are acting every day, I'm really happy with them. And he kept reiterating, there's obviously comparisons with the bounce that maybe Everton have had with Moyes, which arguably we probably haven't had initially with Graham Potter. Although we see the building blocks put together, and no doubt, he knows those types of questions were going to be coming up. But by his own admission, he was saying, look, Everton, he kept saying Everton, well, they were building on a very strong defensive. They just needed to improve the attacking, and so he was getting his stall out because obviously there's going to be comparisons between the two. Asked about the defence, this is if again, saying doubling down on this, if you rely on scoring 2 goals in the Premier League to get a point, it's difficult, and that's what I've been saying forever. And we have to be stably defensive or stable defensively, and that's what I've been saying as well. That's what needs to start happening first. And as I said, we've gone from an average of conceding 2 goals a game to 1 goal a game. So that's an improvement. We've done well with that. It's not perfect, but we're improving. We have to keep going on with that. We've had injuries at the top of the pitch, and so there's a little bit of context to put when you're analysing things. And he's mentioned, you got to think in that short period of time, he's lost Antonio, he's lost Falkou, he's lost Crescencio, Summerville, Bowen, Kudus got Paqueta. Kudus has been back, but it has been tricky. So I think now we're starting to see everyone back. I think then now is time to start seeing what's going to happen. Seeing how these acorns grow into great oak trees, hopefully. And one of the players who they were questioning today was about Evan Ferguson, and asked about basically, are they happy with his signing? He goes, yeah, we're happy with him, and he's been where we've expected him to be. Basically, was saying that he hasn't played a lot of minutes, and so we are trying to build the minutes. He had a good impact against Brentford. He's come on, he's building up day by day, and we're happy with him. So that's great. Obviously, we travelled to David Moyes' country for the Moyes derby on Saturday. Asked about Moyesy and the impact he's had on Everton. He says he's done very well. Got a huge respect for him. He's a great coach, great guy, top coach. It's going to be difficult. Everton is a hard place to go to, and he's got them playing really well. Now, I remember several times under Moyes at West Ham, Potter coming and doing a number on him because he knows exactly how he was going to play. And he knows exactly how David Moyes is going to play, and David Moyes isn't going to change from that. So actually, tactically, I think we've got the better man. And asked about his legacy at West Ham. So I don't think it's a case of ignoring what Moyes has done here. He did a lot of great things, winning the Europa Conference League. He set a high bar. It's always difficult to play his teams. Everyone here has huge respect for David and wishes him well, but not on Saturday, indeed. Asked about Goodison Park. He says it's a tough place to go to. Great tradition, very passionate fans. I've had some results there, but it's never easy, and it won't be on Saturday. Obviously, this will be the last time we play Everton at Goodison Park. Reflections on the Newcastle game. He goes, the reality of professional sport is that sometimes the results don't go your way. It was quite a tight match, and Newcastle are a good side. He basically said we didn't have a divine right to get a result there. There wasn't much in the game. One goal decided it, which he said was quite dubious. And now we just have to focus on what we can do next, better in the next challenge. One question he was asked about was John Clare. And actually, what I quite liked about his press conference was people asked decent questions. One of the questions, they asked a question about Summerville, saying, obviously fans are worried about what's going on with him. And so he sort of didn't really clarify it, but kind of did at the same time. Another question someone was asking about was Jean Claire and how he's played a lot, started the last 3 games, but he's gone off at 60 minutes. Why is that? Are you trying to build him, or is it just tactical? And he basically said he's come off due to his fitness. He says with the type of injury you can't expect him to play 90 minutes straight away. He's building up his minutes, and obviously there's a slight complication at the moment in terms of he's currently in Ramadan at the moment, so there's obviously impact on his diet and stuff like that. So that could also inhibit his fitness and things like that going in the next couple of weeks at least. So we have to be mindful of that after the injury as well. He'll be able to go closer to 90 minutes in this game. So hopefully you won't see Mavropanos with half an hour to go. That's basically it. And lastly, we enter in after this the international break with 15 days to our next game where we play Wolves on April Fool's Day, isn't it, ironically? Asked about that, he says we want to sign off and we want to make progress, but we want to keep on improving. And we might have some interesting news coming out a bit later on about what's happening over the international break. I'm waiting on confirmation, but I'm going to leave you hanging on that. We'll have Hammers headlines later on today, so keep an eye on that as well. And until next time, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith, and come on, you bloody irons. Much love. Bye-bye. Take care.